The following program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.
Hello and welcome to GameShift. I'm your host, Bill Sheehan, and this is my co-host for the day, Drew Sheehan. Ethan is not feeling well today. Thanks, Ethan, for not coming in and spreading the disease. So, Drew, our first clip today is Gears of War 4. I'm looking forward to this game. It's the first time that Cliff Bleszinski's not involved in making the game. He might be doing a couple things behind the scene, but the graphics look really good. This is just a quick little glimpse of what we're going to get. It looks as if it's going to be Phoenix Marcus's son that is the prime focus of the game, but there's going to be a lot of action, and I'm sure it's going to be similar to other Gears games. What do you think about it?
I think this game is going to be good and really good graphics. I feel like this is going to be nice gameplay, and I feel like everybody's been ready for this game to come out.
For a while, yeah. Took them a long time to make the next level of Gears, but it's coming. It looks good. So anyway, Gears of War has a beta coming out on 4/25. When the beta comes out, I'm really looking forward to playing that and seeing how it actually plays. Another trailer that came out too, Titanfall 2, another game that a lot of people are looking forward to. And here's a little, this is what they gave us to look at for Titanfall 2 so far. It's just a capsule in the middle of nowhere. You know, you had the drop capsules in the original games where the Titans would come out of. So I'm surprised to see that there's, looks like there's more than just guns and jumping around. There's also swords now. What do you think about that?
I feel like this game is going to be great in the way it has swords. I love to swing around objects to either hit people out of my way or kill something in a video game.
It's good. It seems like it'll be a lot like the last Titanfall, which was a pretty good game, and they just added another whole aspect to it. So that works out pretty well for me. So the next we have the Dark Souls 3 trailer, and then following that, we're going to have some gameplay footage. You've played this. How did you like it? Did you think the graphics were great?
I felt like the graphics were great. I recently played it as a person called the Deprived, which is a level 1 person from the game. It wasn't very exciting in the beginning, but I started to get excited more towards the middle of where I was.
Yeah, so you start out, you rise from the grave, come out of the grave, and then you encounter a little area where there's some of the bad guys coming at you, and you were able to kill all of them. Did you go to the right, and did you see the monster that was over there?
No, you weren't supposed to go that way.
Yeah, I wasn't supposed to go. I did, and surprisingly died trying to get past that monster, so I did not go that way again. And so then I went left. You can go up there. You can kill one of the spirit guys. And then I went through there. You went to the cliff. You see a clear view of what's out, the horizon and all that. Really beautiful backgrounds. Very well done. I thought the graphics are incredible.
I do have to say the graphics in the game were great. When the sun was shining through the trees, it was a nice glare.
Oh, yeah.
And it was very nice. But then it gets through the peaceful part, and you have to start fighting again.
That's where the path varies, and you can go over to where the coffin is. Did you go that way at all?
I didn't go that way.
Okay. I went over to the left, and there's like a coffin with something you can pick up on it. I couldn't reach it. I can't figure out how to get up there. And then you go through there, and there's a nice castle-type place that you can walk into. It really mimics some of the older Dark Souls games as well, so it follows the same form.
The boss was definitely bigger than you, taller, so you definitely had a good fight with him. You needed to roll to get to the back of him and pretty much backstab him every time.
Yeah, that's pretty much a lot of the Dark Souls games rely on you moving around the field. Really, it's very strategic. So he has that big pole or giant sword that he's swinging at you, and he takes a lot of energy off with one hit. So I think we're going to see some gameplay here soon. This will be me playing, so you know it doesn't end well.
Recently I played it. I only died twice. How many times did you die?
More than twice. It's not a competition. So here I am. This is me. This is the first character I picked, which is the knight. I kind of stuck with the knight a little bit. Seemed like he was more of a logical choice for me. He has armor already, a good sword, and a shield. The controls are a little bit touchy at first because you can see like I'm trying to hit him and I'm missing a lot. There's no like real. It doesn't automatically focus on the character. You have to kind of feel where he is and try to stab him in the distance.
As you can see, there are these kinds of monsters that give you these things called souls, which will be used later in the game to upgrade your character.
These souls here don't seem very bright. I'm doing okay right now.
Yeah. You can usually find them in places on the ground from bodies to loot. You usually grasp them in your hand and crunch them, and they'll come into your guy, and you'll see that right there, the souls go into the little soul meter.
Mm-hmm. That's the blue container, right?
No. You look to the right, you'll see the soul container.
Oh, okay.
It has 96 right now. Here's the first bonfire that's lit in the game. This is pretty much a save point, and when you die, you come back to these little bonfires.
Yeah, they work out pretty well. I like the way they do that, because you can now even rest at the bonfires. You could always do that, but now it seems like it gets your energy back up pretty quickly, and you can continue in the game. Now in previous Dark Souls, you would lose humanity when you died. I can't see that happening because I'm a knight. Did it happen to you when you were...
I didn't lose my humanity. I was thinking that might be a bit later into the game, where maybe you defeated the boss.
Oh, okay. Because I was just wondering if that still happened. Maybe they took it away because I don't know if it made a difference. There I go. I died.
I didn't go into that spot at the time. I kind of just stayed near the bonfire.
Yeah.
The thing about the bonfire is, when you actually rest at it, the enemies come back.
Oh, yep.
Which means you have to fight them all over again.
Yeah, you have to start over. They reappear, yeah. So it's like a save point. But now I'm wondering if you go further into the game, which we haven't seen yet, if you get some new weapons, go back to the bonfire and rest, does that save your game and keep all your weapons?
I think there is a saving menu.
Yeah.
Press start, and you can kind of go over to this little settings, but it's more of a menu, and you can save there, so you don't just have to save at random spots.
I don't know. I started from the beginning here again, but you can see like the armor looks really good. The character is really great. Like everything's in good high def. Lighting effects are incredible. We'll see more of that in the future gameplay, I'm sure. But overall, yeah, I think it's a really good game, and it's been getting really good reviews from everybody, Dark Souls fans and people who are new to the game, because it caters to them a little bit too. I don't see how it caters to them as far as difficulty goes, but it's definitely not an easy game.
Dark Souls has always been a very hard game. Lots of people rage at it, but I advise you not to. because it gets very good, and you get very cool armor and weapons, and it becomes a very good and nice gameplay. And there's lots of views and amazing scenes you can look at. It's very amazing.
Yeah, it is. It's always been a good game. The attention to detail, the attention to characters, the upgrades. So when you beat the big bosses and or main characters, you'll get a huge payoff, like a good weapon or a good shield, progressively throughout the game as you kill major bosses, you get the better weapons, better swords, you get bow and arrows in this one. I think you have crossbows, I saw.
As you can actually see here, he's being chased by one of the bosses that is in this region. There is a little warning sign at the beginning of this place, which means you actually do not want to go in here at the beginning.
Yeah, you're talking about the bloodstains. So the point with the bloodstains is people who have played this game can post messages online and tell you, don't go this way right now, it's not part of the story. But I try to do it. I don't read much about the games that I'm playing, and I try not to go into the cheats on the forums or any of those types of web pages. I try to walk through it as if I was just walking through a giant world, as if I was there. So I don't usually read those. But if you want, you can read the bloodstains, and other people will leave you hints or tell you what's coming up, or you can even watch, you might see some of the little glowing characters that fly by me when I get in the main arena here. You can watch other people fight the boss and see how they beat it, and then you can try it.
You can see the people as ghosts fighting the boss, and sometimes you can actually see them die, but you don't usually see that. The ghosts kind of just go away. And as you saw before, this part, there was actually a little dead body with a little light shining above it. You actually have to jump over to that and grab that, and that's actually a soul.
Yep. On the coffin. I couldn't get up on the coffin. Did you get up there?
You actually have to jump from the ledge onto the coffin.
Okay.
As you can see here, this is one of the bosses. It looks like a statue at first. And you kind of walk over here and finally see that it actually wakes up.
You have to do something to wake it up. So what I'm doing is, usually in Dark Souls, as Dark Souls goes, usually around the boss they'll place a weapon or something like that to fight him with. I can't find one. So there's none around here. I look everywhere. Then I'm going to, wake the boss.
At this moment in time, as you can see, he's running over to this little window place, but the boss still has not waken up. I have not gotten to this part yet, so I do not know how to wake the boss.
You do now. When you pull the sword out of his chest, he comes back to life. Now what you can do is a little trick here. Stay right in on him and just start hacking away at him before he gets up. You can start really damaging him there. Then you got to get behind him, and then you got to keep hitting him from behind, because he has that big staff that can really hurt you. Like I said, one hit from him takes a lot. I'm almost dead already, and I'm going to die because I didn't know how to fight him.
The thing is, when your health starts going down, you can take something called the Estus Flask. If you can kind of see, it's that orange thing in the corner. Right now, he had on a black firebomb, which you can get in the beginning of the game.
Yeah, you can pick a gift at the beginning of the game, and you need to pick your gift wisely to get further into the game. But as you can see, that's what Dark Souls is, and dying is a part of it. It's not just me. Everybody's going to die in this game a lot. They make it difficult. So next we have Deus Ex Mankind Divided. Have you ever played one of those?
It's actually called Deus Ex.
Okay, Deus Ex.
I've never played it, but I have seen it.
Deus Ex. Deuce. Well, yeah, this is you could play this game. It's a good story. All of them have very good graphics, and this is just the continuing story. So they're going to have new modifications for your character, add-ons, abilities, amazing graphics, I'm sure, giant world. I'm really looking forward to this game. I've played others.
It seems like it's very, like, all the graphics seem very good. I wouldn't originally say that to this kind of game. I see there's more of, like, people with guns ready to shoot you, flying in kind of like aircrafts, but more tech in this game is provided.
Yeah, the tech really is, you can add on the tech, and in this, they actually had a little bit of a demo that you could play at like last year's E3, and it shows you that you can have like a grappling ability, you can shock enemies, so you can like scan and you can select up to like 5 enemies, and you have like a voltage shot shoot out of your hand and just make all those enemies drop from the volt. It's pretty cool. You get all kinds of tech, different things you can do, different weapons, upgradable.
As you can see, there's different kinds of enemies. There seems to be just like thugs here, but then originally there was like soldiers.
Yeah, it's always, you play as this one guy against an army. So he has missions that he goes on. He's kind of like a bounty hunter. That's that game, but it looks really interesting to me. It might look like one of the best ones. So coming soon.
As you see at the end, there was actually like seemed to be one of the bosses from the thugs we saw.
Yeah, and they're basically saying, "Oh, we're in trouble now." The next one I'm pretty excited about because I enjoy all the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle games, especially the one from the 80s. So this is from Platinum Games. The new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and it looks like it follows like more the comics. And then you see the new movies coming out as well, and you'll see like Bebop, Rocksteady, they're back. I like that. They're from the original comic books and animation. Also, you see little glimpses of Shredder. Krang is in it as well.
As you can see, it kind of looks like an open world game at first. It may be just limited. It seems like you have to fight a lot of people all at once with your friends. It might be just that kind of you need to play with your friends game, or you might just die.
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be open world. I think it's going to be like the old Ninja Turtles where you walk into a section, you beat all the characters, and then it will flash you to move on. And there's boss battles. So this would be like a boss battle. Definitely looks like it'll be fun.
As you can see, there's all kinds of enemies, going from big, gigantic creatures to people or robots.
The Foot Clan. So that's coming in the summer. I'm looking forward to that. I want to try that out. Deep Silver, they make good games too. But Platinum Games makes this. Deep Silver publishes it. So Platinum Games also made other Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle games.
Next, we have Homefront: The Revolution. Seems like a pretty good game at the beginning. Good entry to it.
Yeah, this is going to be a shooter. They say it's a little different of a shooter because you're like being controlled by the government and you want to take your city back.
Some of the stuff looks futuristic. Definitely futuristic, as you can see this, like a big kind of metal blimp hovering in the sky.
Like Fallout.
Eh.
No. was the name of the downloadable content for Fallout?
I have no idea.
Well, there was new downloadable content for Fallout, which you said you hunt and build cages. Sounds interesting.
No, you build the cages, and then creatures can go into the cages.
Okay. But you catch them, and then you can control them, or what's the point
Yeah, you can
there?
control them.
Okay. So you just downloaded that today. Maybe we'll have some footage of that next week. Got in there. This game, I've seen Homefront. This has been in development for a long time, Homefront: The Revolution. And it was... They didn't think it was actually going to come out, but then they got funded for it some more, and it's definitely coming out. It's been a long time coming. They put a lot of time and effort into making this game really good, so they really took their time, and they're going to make it really worth your purchase. So I would say this game's going to be one of the more incredible. It's going to be like a sleeper hit, because I don't know if a lot of people heard about this game, but I've been watching it for a while, and it's just going to be phenomenal.
As you can see from the title, it is a revolution. As you can see, people were throwing Molotovs, blowing up the government's trucks.
Yep, so it's a little different. Another couple of things that I have is that Battleborn's going to have an open beta on 4/13. I can't wait for that, because I've been looking for that game from 2K Games. That's the company that did, what's the name of that game? Borderlands.
Oh, yeah.
And then a Doom open beta. There's a lot of betas happening. I'm hoping that you know everybody out there is listening, and they're going to take advantage of the betas, because it really gives you the good feel for the game to see if you want to purchase it or not. Doom's having an open beta on 4/15. Gears of War 4. If you played Gears of War Ultimate, you're going to have the opportunity to play the early access beta, which will give you, that's on 4/18. Then the Gears of War 4 open beta will open up on 4/25. Halo 5 Firefight is also going to have a beta program, which is on 4/14. And then Overwatch is going to have theirs on 5/3 is early access, and 5/5 is going to be the open beta. So that's a lot of stuff. We're going to have gameplay for all that stuff, hopefully some of it next week. And I don't know. So the Fallout 4, what else did you get? You did the robots. You got the...
the mechanic?
Yeah, you got
the automatron.
The automatron. How was that? Would you...
I'd say it was a really good experience. I already have my own robots roaming around. They actually get to do stuff for you. You don't typically just sit around. You can actually see them fight things and work like on crops.
So you would say it's definitely worth getting the Fallout upgrade for Automatron. I saw you playing it. Your robot can protect you. You can upgrade his arms. You can give him new weapons, new heads. You pretty much customize all your robots.
Another thing you can do is with power armor, you can put voltaic frames on them, which is electricity that can be on the back and the two arms of the suit.
What does that do for you? Can you electrocute people with it?
No, it's pretty much more armor, and also it helps you with the Tesla gun, which you get a bit later in the game. There's this faction called the Rust Devils. This may be a spoiler, but so they are like, they strip robots of parts and they put them together for armor. So that's where you pretty much get your first voltaic frame armor in the game.
So yeah, so that's very helpful that you can get that armor. I've completed my Quantum Break quest. The game is really good. I watched all the cinematics. So when you're playing Quantum Break and you get into certain level, your powers will progress. But like I said, it's gameplay, CG, and then a half an hour TV show. I definitely recommend watching the TV show. A lot of people are probably skipping by it, but there's a lot going on there where like it really makes for the story. It develops the story. The actors are like top notch. Everything's good about that game, but you know, and I completed it just because I kept playing it like every single night. It had me addicted. So,
the good thing about this was that the people that were in the game actually were actors for real life.
yeah, for other
So
shows.
they could just imitate them into the TV show. So they didn't just have to make someone look like them.
Right. Yeah, they actually took actors and had them get into the body, the face frame and stuff like that, and actually map their faces into the game, which is really cool and makes for some good effects. So next week on the show, I'm going to have footage of hopefully Battleborn, some more Doom, and if I can get early enough, Gears of War 4. So you can load us out now.
So we are gonna have a good time with the Doom open beta. It was especially good with the Doom closed beta. I got to play that, and you did get to play that too.
Yeah, I played that as well. I love Doom.
There was a bunch of customizations for you. You got to get armor pieces, new armor pieces, and even get paint for your guns and your armor.
Yep. So you can load us out with your thing.
Catchphrase.
The preceding program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.